Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another video. Of course, casting practice here. Today, we are in the wonderful region of Brazil, spectating a Grandmaster game. And as you can see, the best skin in the entire world, Shamrock Malphite, is on your screen. So expect some incredible plays coming from him. A little bit about the comps. We see that they've gone for a very standard for the blue side, with Malphite Yasuo being a killer combo, if I do say so myself. Nidalee in the jungle provides a good early amount of poke damage, as well as some long-range capability. Talking of long-range, Senna as well, running the fleet footwork rather than the grasp, looking to be a little bit more aggressive, as the game has crashed, I think. Or Razor has just decided it wants to pan in front of it. Thresh just going to be an overall solid pick as it sort of rounds out the team. You've now got two frontliners, a front-to-back fighter in Yasuo, and then two long-range potential carries in the Nidalee and the Senna. Looking over on the red side, we see there is no true frontline tank. The closest you will have will be the Swain, who will probably be looking to pick up some HP items with the Conqueror, looking to fight some very long fights indeed. Jinx, going to be your late-game assurance, at least going to give you some very potent power in the early game. And Akali going to be looking to burst down that backline of the Yasuo, Senna, and Nidalee. Oh, the blue side, as we get into game here, I'll do all my usual bits. You and you. As are we going to see any kind of shenanigans going on immediately in the first sort of fight? One thing to note is that Gangplank's passive does deal true damage, so Malphite is going to need to be very aware of that. Obviously, Malphite incredibly good into AD damage. He gets a passive which builds up his armor substantially, as we see a 5-man roam into bot lane. This is 5 matched by 3. Elise is moving back to her blue buff, as the red side doesn't seem too fussed about this, as it looks like a push is going to come through here. The Swain is the target, as the Flay will come through. The Swain will land a triple root onto the side of the blue team, getting a nice bonus amount of health as he narrowly dodges the Nidalee spear there. Couple of summoner spells used there. The Swain flash for the Thresh flash on both sides. Thresh obviously opting for the Hex flash with that glacial augment. Swain getting a nice little bonus of health there. Obviously, part of Swain's passive is his E and his W. That will be the eye that appears on the floor and the hand that he throws out. Both of those can give him stacks, soul fragments, I believe they're called, that give him HP each time he receives them. Immediately, we're looking at another potential early play on the level 1, as Senna and Thresh are going to be looking to take the fight here. Jinx going to be dropped down to half HP. The Ignite will come through, as Thresh will get one last little auto. The E from the Swain will miss, as Senna looks to get another stack off of the Swain's body. And they're going to need to be very careful. Jinx obviously does scale incredibly well, but Senna can get out of hand, as GP looking to just get some beautiful early trades here with those barrels. Thresh now going in again with the Hex Flash. Going to be hit down by the root, but Senna going to be flashing forward onto the Jinx. The barrier will come through, keeping Jinx alive momentarily. Flashing away. Jinx will live, but now Swain has to try and get out of this situation. He's going to have to decide between trying to kill the Thresh. Is he going to be able to do it? No, and Thresh will take the first blood, as Swain overstepping there, getting caught out, thinking he can kill the Thresh there, but not quite able to do so. Yasuo now trading into the Akali. Akali, very easy to poke with that champion, outside of the fact that, you know, energy is a much scarcer resource, but obviously being able to charge that up much more plentifully, so to speak. But Akali able to get some decent poke damage with Electrocute as well, meaning that it's going to be more short-term bursty trades. At least going to be making an appearance on the bot side in the spider form. Might be able to repel, might be able to cocoon the Senna, as Thresh has taken a back. Picked up the boots of the control ward just to get some early counter pressure on that Elise. Obviously, Elise very likely to just come straight into ganking, not opting to clear any of the smaller camps, as here we come, the gank in on the mid lane as Yasuo tries to get away, get as much CS as he can. He will tank the turret shot and will fall to the Elise, as Swain donating some souls over to the Senna here, as it is a on-theme bot lane of Senna and Thresh, as the hook connects onto the Jinx. The Flay will come through now. The Glacial Augment going to be slowing down the Jinx significantly. Will she be able to pick up the kill onto the Thresh? No, she won't, as Senna takes her down. Yasuo now, looking to take an extended trade against the Akali, not knowing where Elise is, but now that he sees that she is there, Nidalee might meet a bad fate, having to flash away. The repel will come in. Can the Thresh Lantern save it? No, not quite enough. This Elise Q will connect, as now both the jungler and the support in danger. Thresh will fall to the Swain as Senna looking to catch off the Elise. Not enough to be able to kill her, as she will fall back into the jungle, but potentially looking to try and pick up a kill here. That cocoon can be devastating, as Yasuo going to flash in with the empowered Q. And we'll take down Akali, a very easy pickup there. You can see it from a mile away. He wants to go for it. He wants to take the aggressive initiative. And he does. Meanwhile, in top lane, Malphite has been zoned away from so much farm here. He's picked up the cloth armor, so he is going to have a slight advantage in that. The Arcane Comet as well, being very beneficial for some extra chipping poke damage with those Qs. Of course, Shamrock Malphite being the best skin in the game, he does have the style points as well. We can see here in the jungle dynamic, we do see the CS difference between the two AP junglers, bearing in mind they're going to be building relatively similarly, despite the fact Elise opting to not clear as much, as Thresh will be going in here on the hook. The Flay will miss, but Senna comes through. Akali is now there. Swain will fall very quickly, as Thresh in the 1v1 against the Akali will fall, as Senna gets out with her life, looking to try and pick up potentially a soul from the Akali. But back to this jungle matchup. Nidalee and Elise, both very burst-heavy AP junglers, but Elise's strength lies in the early game, as we see another gank come through here onto the Yasuo. The Swain's W will come in and hit as well, as the GP ult, the Cannon Barrage, will land on top as the repel goes over. Elise looks to hit the cocoon, landing the Q, but the wind wall keeps Yasuo alive. He will not fall. With only daggers in his inventory, he sneaks out with just his life, dodging the repel, dodging the cocoon. Even with the Gangplank ultimate, he does not die. Now, Swain is posturing here in mid, looking to try and pick up this kill on the Yasuo. He knows that he has to stay, and Swain knows it too, as they're going to try and find something. Nidalee is here to support him, as the moment they see the Swain, they are going to pounce. And here we go, Swain takes some initiative, misses the E though. But all in all, it's a fairly relatively even trade, favouring the red side. Obviously, Yasuo already rather low on HP, as the windwall will go out. His passive will block the remainder of the damage, as Elise now looking to stage a dive here on the mid lane. Nidalee is nowhere to be seen. Thresh is all the way in the bot lane. The cocoon will land. The W will land. Swain will get the kill, as Jinx now exposed and alone. The flash will come out early as she places the chompers perfectly. Them rooting the Thresh in place, not allowing him to get any closer to potentially carry on the fight here. Jinx trying her best to just survive. Not the greatest single individual threat, but the Thresh will land the hook, will land the flail. The snare will hit as well, as Senna gets as much damage down as possible, but the barrier used. Both summoner spells used by the Jinx now. So now it is all on herself. We're looking at the farm now, and we see a 20 farm lead in top lane in favour of the GP. Malphite with not many very useful utilities to be able to easily and safely clear these waves. GP, on the other hand, having full autonomy in this top lane. His barrels providing an insane amount of pressure, as Malphite is just looking to get what he can. He is level 7, so he does have the unstoppable force. The ultimate is at his command, but it's to be assumed that he's more so looking to utilize it with the Yasuo. The combo of the last breath and the unstoppable force is incredibly powerful, especially if you can get a large majority of champions in that earthquake of an ultimate. Yasuo now going to be moving forward onto the Akali. Swain is back in mid lane. The empowered Q on the Yasuo is charged. Swain W will come down. It will not hit, but Swain sidestepping the tornado. Swain level 4 at the moment. No ultimate at his disposal. He is not able to fight consistently, as Senna here going to be looking to take an engagement onto the Jinx. The snare, the W will land. Jinx tanks the Dawning Shadows, as Thresh looks to take a flash in to auto attack the Jinx, and she will fall, as Malphite looking to fight this Elise here. The ultimate will come through, but the repel will dodge it. Malphite now in a spot of trouble as Akali is on top of him. perfect execution will take him down as Swain takes down the Thresh. The perfect knockup coming on the Akali as Nidalee joins in the fight with Yasuo. Yasuo will fall, but so will Swain as Nidalee is the last man standing in the mid lane. Akali survives. GP comes in with the assist with the Cannon Barrage. And Elise, that perfectly timed repel as we see Nidalee fall to the super mega death rocket. It gets its name from its potency. And we will see that Nidalee goes back to the fountain. All she was trying to do was clear her raptors. Senna now looking to push this wave under the turret here. Put some pressure on the Jinx and potentially get a free recall away. Level 7 she is. As we see, she has 30 souls in 9 minutes. Not all too bad, all things considered. You expect to be around that 30 to 40 mark at this point in the game. As Malphite looking to take a trade into the GP. Jinx now overstepping potentially. The Chompers have been used. Dropped to 1 HP. The barrier was available, but she didn't opt to use it, knowing that the Senna could potentially just chase her down in the end. Jinx will fall. That is a 5th kill for Senna. As now it's becoming relatively clear that Senna is going to be the powerhouse of this blue team. Yasuo and Malphite will always be a consistent combo as Nidalee barely doesn't steal away the blue buff. Thresh will hike flash over the wall. The flail will hit. The hook will land. The cocoon will not do much as it hits the Thresh. As Swain comes in, the E will land. The root will hit. He'll be dragged back. Yasuo now looking to take a little potency in this lane, but Akali is taking the opportunity to move down as Yasuo is distracted with the wave. Swain looking to clear away the vision as he pushes into the Nidalee. Not level 6, crucially. The Swain not having that extra bonus of damage as Senna will move forward. The hook will go wide as Swain catches the Thresh. Yasuo now in the middle of the fray on the Jinx. Will hit that last breath. Will get rooted. Will get stunned by the cocoon as Yasuo is all alone in the middle of this fight. Senna going to be hit by the perfect execution by the Akali. Akali looking to pick up the kill onto the Thresh, but will get hit by the snare, hit by the root. The Dawning Shadow will take her down. And Senna picks up another one. The Super Mega Death Rocket will go wide. Meanwhile, in top lane, not too much, as the cocoon will land onto the Nidalee. The Lantern saving her life, barely keeping her alive, as Nidalee looking to take the Elise. A perfectly placed spear there, executing the Elise, as now Swain is level 6. Senna going in very risky here. The barrier will be popped. Jinx will be trying to get that kill, and she will. Getting excited now, possibly following on to take down the Thresh, as he's not level 6 either, but he will get a little healing bonus from the Nidalee, who lands the crucial spear. One auto will do it. The W will secure it as she looks to take down the Swain on top of things. The Ignite will claim it, but a beautiful return from the bot side. Senna now 6-1. Static Shiv is picked up as the Mounting Drake looks to be claimed. Very even in terms of gold, these two teams. Obviously, a lot of that coming from the CS difference in top and mid, as well as, you know, the extra bonuses that Elise has been claiming. That bounty claimed by Jinx as well, going to be very, very handy as Malphite looking to take a little mini trade here. Knowing that the GP wants to back, knowing he can make it as uncomfortable as possible, delaying everything he can, as Elise now looking to take down the Scuttle Crab. Will get hit by the Tornado as GP is forced to stay in top lane and clear this wave. Jinx will do the same in bottom, picking up that cannon. Malphite now looking to take a fight with the GP. The Unstoppable Force will land as GP looks to be low, as Akali will be taken down in mid lane. The last breath will take her down as now Elise and Swain in top lane looking to avenge the GP. Malphite, ultimateless, flashless, TP-less, will quickly be taken down by the Elise, and all in all, a relatively bloody game so far. This mid game is shaped to be one of chaos, as the second Drake looking to be taken straight away by the Nidalee. Jinx going to be able to sneak away as we look on the bot lane. Senna just looking to clear this wave as fast as possible. Get any plates she can and get back out. Already one item up, but the Jinx has picked up the Yuntar's Wild Arrows. Very, very popular item in ADC at the moment. We're seeing a lot of auto-attack based ADCs picking it up. As Thresh looking to land the hook on the Jinx. It will go. The snare lands on the W as the Dawning Shadows comes through, and Senna will pick up the kill. Unfortunate set of events there for the Jinx. Just not aware that the Thresh is possible to be in there as Swain looks to be walking in. The Demonic Ascension will come through as he goes red-eyed. The snare will land from the center as the auto attacks come out. The flash comes through. The Cannon Barrage is there to support us. Now backup has arrived. Elise is here. Akali is moving. Thresh looking to try and land a hook on the Elise over the wall. Checking that there's no vision in the bush. As Akali now makes an appearance in the bot lane. Senna going to be in the Shroud. Looking to try and land a snare and pick up an easy kill. The Dawning Shadows has been absolutely impeccable in these short-term engagements. Using them much, you know, practically in the sense of just getting a massive burst of damage out. Obviously, does do a portion of missing health, so the lower the HP target is, the better, as the Nidalee will land the spear, and the combo will decide Elise's fate as she is taken down. The Storm Surge on both sides of the argument as GP now going to be engaging onto the Malphite. The stun will land on the Jinx, who tries the Super Mega Death Rocket onto the Thresh, but all is for naught as Jinx suddenly dies in bot lane again. 2 and 6. This hyper carry is looking very hyperactive in terms of how much she wants to fight, but it's not going in her favor. As Senna now 8 and 1. Nidalee now posturing up to this top side. The Herald is spawning in 5 seconds. Yeah, so just looking to take some micro trades against the Akali. Obviously, that Electrocute does give her the advantage as Yasuo will land the last breath, will dash in, will dodge the Akali E and hit the tornado. Will he look to dive? He will. Perfect execution coming out, just keeping the Akali out of arm's reach as Elise, looking to repel in, will look to land the Cocoon, doesn't need it, as the Storm Surge will kill. The Cocoon now lands onto the Nidalee, as Akali, will she opt to engage with the Kunai? GP now, taking down the first turret. Unstoppable Force will go through, but it all looks for naught, as the true damage from the passive GP looks to be too much for the Malphite to handle. The Balmy Cinder and the Buckler picked up, as GP tanking the Nidalee spear. Nidalee looking to chase and claim this kill. She will take it with ease as the spear lands perfectly and GP will fall. Now Elise has respawned, but Nidalee is set on taking this Herald here, looking to get some more potency, potentially in mid, potentially in bot, get the center moving around the map. Or potentially opening up the mid lane, as LS would say. As it looks to be relatively easy. Elise is not going to make an attempt to try and steal. Just looking to clear her camps away. As Swain is doing his best to invade the Nidalee. Jinx will get hit by the snare. The Chompers will land. But will it be enough as the Demonic Ascension and the Cannon Barrage comes through? 2 ultimates used and not a lot of value out of them both. Demonic Ascension will not get any sort of major value there as a Super Mega Death Rocket not even going to be used, but the Cannon Barrage not very valuable as the mid lane turret is looking to go down here. Kali will get engaged upon by the Nidalee as Elise is here. The Cocoon will miss as Yasuo takes down the Akali very neatly. Now the 1v1, Elise and Nidalee. The heal will come through, just about taking down Nidalee, but Swain will fall in bot lane and Yasuo is following on to the Elise. Malphite has the potential to catch the running away Spider, but Jinx will fall, and so will Elise. As it is a 4-for-1 in terms of a trade. Swain falls as well, on top of Jinx. As this is looking all but decided. The 10 and 1 Senna destroys the turret as now the gold lead is starting to build. 2k already. As Yasuo looking to get some more pressure in this mid lane. The Herald now in the hands of the Nidalee. Having the Mercury Treads potentially to support in the 1v1s against the Elise. We saw it in action just there in that engagement. As Elise didn't kill the Nidalee as fast as she would have liked. Possibly could have escaped without those, but looking across the board, first items about all around as Yasuo will get hit by the snare, but Jinx will get hit by the knock-up. The last breath will come through as Jinx is obliterated by Senna and Yasuo in tandem. As I think she blinked and disappeared. Now, Ocean Drake spawning in 2 seconds now. Nidalee already on the bot side as Elise looking to take a gank onto the top side, try and catch this Malphite out. He is only stacking armor at the moment, so the Elise is going to be incredibly powerful. He's not aware that she's here as here she comes. The Cocoon has to land. It will. And now the burst damage comes through. There is no time for him to... Oh, as Akali gets hit by the hook here, the Dawning Shadows will land. As now, Thresh will claim the kill. The true damage from the Ignite being incredibly useful, stopping her from being able to hide in the Shroud. A 1-for-1, but potentially soul point for the blue side here, as Nidalee is on this Drake, working it down and will claim it. Ocean Soul is the Drake they are looking for next. An extra surge of healing. Thresh landing the snare. Swain building up that HP pool. There is no consistent Liandry's user on the blue side, so however much health he gets, it's not going to matter too much about damage, as Jinx will slightly, barely just dodge the W from Senna and will fall relatively instantly. 2 and 9. It is not a day for the mayhem of Piltover. As Swain now going to dodge the fresh hook, but will be tanking a lot of damage here. The Senna now, potency at an all-time high, but the snare will land, will be rooted, the flail will hit, but the demonic ascension will come through, but the JP is here. The double knockup will land, Elise is low, taken down by the Malphite potentially, as Senna looking to kill this GP now. Swain will fall in the meantime on the bot side to the Nidalee. Eventually, hopefully, but Malphite will look to claim it. Shamrock Malphite getting one on the board, but he will fall immediately after, as Akali will fall to the Senna. 12 and 1. This Senna is incredible this game. 2 items already. The Zeal picked up for a third. Potentially could be a rapid fire cannon, I'm assuming, to see. As we can check, she has 74 souls at 20 minutes. Very decent soul number, especially, you know, with the amount of fighting, you'd expect her to have slightly more. Usually you want around the 60 mark at 20 minutes, but Nidalee now looking to engage onto this GP, looking to take down as much burst damage as he possibly can. The turret shots will take Nidalee down to a fraction of health. Thank goodness there's no Cannon Mirage to try and take her down, as Nidalee looking to try and hit the spear onto the Elise, who has joined the fray. Slowed down by the tornado of Yasuo, as GP in chase, using that Triforce passive to be able to try and catch up with the fleeing mid and jungle of the blue side, as Akali is now here. The repel will come in, but Elise will fall relatively instantly. The Dawning Shadow will take up the GP as Nidalee falls to the pirate. Akali now going to be using the perfect execution onto the Yasuo, as Yasuo lands the last breath, will land the combo and will survive. Akali not having the chance to use the second half of the perfect execution, as Yasuo escapes with a slither of HP. If that tornado misses, if he steps once, it is all on Akali to be able to catch it. The Super Mega Death Rocket is available, but the Knight's Vow now selected onto Yasuo. Demonic Ascension is now popped. The hook will land, as Yasuo looking to just deal as much damage as possible. Not all too much Swain's able to do. He is behind in items. His rallies is helpful when it comes to slowing you down, but it is not helpful for keeping you alive. As Yasuo picks up another. This game is starting to snowball out of hand, and it's clear to see the turning factor is this ADC matchup. Senna, 13 and 1, not to mention the 8 assists, but Jinx, 2 and 9, level 10 to level 13, 14 even. As the Atakan is now beginning to be taken by the blue side. Yasuo and Malphite are down here. Senna soon to follow. Thresh will give some assistance as well, but this will just accelerate the level lead even further. We see, even in jungle, a 3-level lead, as Jinx is all but useless in this game at this moment in time, as the Atakan will give some bonus levels to various members. The only member on the red side who is currently, dare I say, winning is that GP, but there is no frontline for him to sit behind. It has to be himself with this crit build. The barrels can be devastating, especially without armor. Senna now with the rapid fire cannon, looking to take extra poke damage, as Elise will be hit by the repel. The cannon barrage comes through. Elise is destroyed by the Nidalee. The potency of this build is bursting them down, as Nidalee picks up a double kill with the backup of Senna, Yasuo and Thresh. The eye from Swain might be able to see them, but it won't be able to stop them as they begin taking the base. 2 inhibs down. Akali is pushing this top wave in, but it's all for naught as it is 5 members in the base. Swain now hit by the hook, hit by the Qs, and sent back to the fountain as this looks to be all but over, and this might potentially be it. 24 minutes, 36 to 17 as we see a 10k gold lead on both sides as Nidalee are getting a cheeky consolation kill as that is GG. Thanks for watching.